Hey everyone, welcome to the Hello Basque YouTube channel. I'm Anne-Marie and my assistant today, his name is Winks. He's being really needy right now, so I guess we're gonna do this video together as long as he wants to be here. Today's video is all about the Basque language. You guessed it, I've been trying to learn Basque for longer than I care to admit based on my skill level. I'm still very much at a beginner's level, but I think I've been trying to learn it off and on for about 2 years now. Big yawn. And I want to talk to you today about the pros and cons of trying to learn Basque on your own because, well, there's a lot of people out there like me who maybe are not within the actual Basque country trying to teach themselves Basque based on the resources we have. And so I've tried a few different things on learning Basque on my own, so I just want to share with you some good things and some bad things of self-study. The first pro I see of learning Basque on your own is that you can go at your own pace. Like I said, I've been kind of learning for 2 years, and so really your schedule is up to you. How much Basque you learn is how motivated you are really. Number two is that there are plenty of options for you to learn Basque. I've talked about different resources on this channel quite a bit. I've got some links to videos below that you might find interesting of free resources you can use online, free classes online you can take to kind of start your self-study journey, as well as some workbooks that I use. So I bought some workbooks last time I was in the Basque country and brought them home with me. But you can also buy some online on the Euskara website, which is like this big Basque bookstore. You can order your own workbooks and have them shipped to you. Depending on where you are in the world, it might get a little pricey to do the shipping. Otherwise, I also found some workbooks on Amazon that I have linked below. So the nice thing is you have options to learn grammar. There are workbooks you could do on your own at your own pace, as well as free things you can watch or listen to in Basque that are really easy to find online. You can watch ETB, which is the Basque television and radio network. So you have plenty of options no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have an internet connection, to hear Basque and practice listening to Basque. There's YouTube videos you can look up in the Basque language, so you've got options for workbooks on your own and you've got options for listening, which is really great. And like I said, you could go at your own pace. Another pro I see to learning Basque on your own is something I didn't really appreciate until recently. Learning Basque is actually relatively affordable compared to other languages you might learn. Like, people who speak Basque, the Basque government, people are just so excited for anyone who wants to learn Basque to have the option to do so, that these resources are fairly affordable. Like I said, there's lots of free things. The workbooks aren't that expensive. There are some courses you can sign up with online. I take an online class through the North American Basque organizations. And really you're only paying like a materials fee. Like the instruction itself is really affordable. Like you could sign on to a class for less than $100. And this is something I never really appreciated because I'm not someone typically who like learns languages in their spare time for fun. The languages I did learn, I learned through school as a kid. So this is my first foray into really trying to learn a language in my own time. And last week I went to a talk sponsored by the Etxepare Basque Institute through the University of Liverpool. It was a virtual talk, and it was a conversation with Dylan Inglis, who's kind of all over Basque internet. He's an English guy who learned Basque and is like fluent, very conversational in Basque. So it's really impressive, really interesting conversation. And he's a polyglot, so like learning languages is his thing. And he was saying that actually learning Basque is super cheap compared to learning French, Spanish, Chinese. Like those courses can run you thousands of dollars because there's such a high demand for it, I guess. Whereas Basque, people are just happy to have anybody on board. So it's relatively cheap to study Basque on your own, which I guess is always a plus. Also, once you get to a certain level of speaking Basque, there is a really cool resource called Mintzanet. It's an online network where you can get paired with a native Basque speaker. And again, for free, you guys can like meet up virtually and practice your conversation skills with volunteers who are, again, really happy to have people learning Basque and happy to help. So that's really cool. I'm definitely not there yet on my skill level, but I'm hoping that one day I can get to that level and take advantage of that resource. Now on to the cons, the bad things, I guess, of learning Basque on your own is, like I said, I'm at a beginner level and I've been studying it kind of semi-seriously for 2 years. So the bad thing is progress, I think, is as fast as you make it, and it can be really slow going. So for me personally, I struggle with motivation. I go through waves of being really excited about learning Basque. So earlier this year on the channel, I was recording, documenting, and uploading to YouTube my study sessions where I was studying Basque every day. And I was doing that really religiously, and then life got busy and it took a back burner. And so I kind of go through these waves where I'm really into it and others where like I get distracted with other things, because I found that in order to make progress with Basque or any language, I guess, like you really have to be consistent. You really have to look at it every day to kind of level up. So that's the one thing that sucks about learning Basque on your own, is that like nobody's there to make sure you do your workbooks or your homework or listen to some Basque radio. Like it's really up to you. So it's all about how dedicated you are. Another thing about learning Basque is, like, I hate to say it, but I feel like you kind of get what you pay for sometimes. The workbooks that I use, they're all Spanish to Basque workbooks because I haven't been able to find a good English to Basque workbook. So maybe I have a little slower processing there because I'm practicing 2 languages at once. I've heard from people who are learning Basque that they've had some struggles with the online classes that they're taking, or even finding a quality teacher or tutor. Maybe because it's such a small language and there's only really a few options for how to learn Basque. Like maybe the resources you use to study on your own might not be as efficient or helpful as actual Basque language classes in the Basque country, which I think in order to learn Basque is like really required at some point, to go and do a Basque language immersion class or spend some time in the Basque country and take like really serious Basque language courses part-time. Because everybody I know who's gone from like 0 Basque to actually being conversational in Basque, every single one of those people has actually done a course in the Basque country. I don't know anybody. Maybe, hey, if you're out there, let me know in the comments, prove me wrong. But I don't know anybody who's been studying Basque on their own with just like workbooks or watching TV and has become conversational in the Basque language. I feel like you really need that practice with speaking that you don't get when you're studying on your own. So that's another con, is I feel like it's hard when you're studying on your own to level up to being able to speak Basque. That's where I'm struggling. Well, let's be honest, I'm struggling with a lot of areas: grammar, pronunciation, listening, all of the things. So I feel like it's relatively easy to study Basque grammar on your own and to maybe practice listening comprehension. But if you don't actually have someone to speak with and have that in real time interaction, I think it's hard to actually like learn to speak Basque. You can learn a lot about the grammar and you may get pretty good at understanding it, but in order to speak, I feel like it's really hard to do that from outside of the Basque country and studying all by your lonesome. So those are just a few of the things that I've noticed with trying to learn Basque on my own. Of course, I haven't tried everything yet, all the different workbooks and textbooks and all the different online resources, the apps you could use. I haven't tried everything yet, and my journey is really just beginning. But that's just with the few resources I've used for learning Basque, that's what I've observed. But if you have any of your own thoughts, if you're learning Basque, let us know in the comments what you find is helpful and what you find is maybe not so helpful. And if you're new to the Hello Basque YouTube channel, please subscribe. I do videos about the Basque country and Basque culture every week. And let me know in the comments if you have ideas of videos I can do next. I'm always really happy to hear your suggestions. So thank you for helping out with that. And I will see, well, I guess we should say bye to the cat because you probably won't see him in the next video. He's very comfortable and cozy today. I think it's cold, so he just needed some lap time. But thanks for letting him crash our video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.